Everybody's life is a mission predestined by Jehovah God Almighty. So if it's a mission, it has to have a beginning. It has to have all kind of points, whether middle point and high points, and finally the mission will be accomplished. Thank God for that knowledge. See, for those that believe in God, particularly Christians, we were taught that Jehovah God made fish swallow Jonah by the river so that Jonah could get to a certain point that God wanted him to be, so that the mission of God could be fulfilled upon him. God's mission could be fulfilled upon Jonah. That's why Jonah was in the fish. Being in the fish, being swallowed by a fish is tribulation. So that's tribulation. I want your Christian to understand that. That is tribulation. But to him it's tribulation. But that's so that the purpose that God called him for could be fulfilled. And the same thing with Daniel. Daniel in the den of the lions. Being in the den of the lions, it's a big tribulation. It's a big tribulation. But, you know, that's also so that the purpose that God had called Daniel for will be fulfilled upon Daniel. So we all have to stand and see our tribulations as an opportunity to grow sometimes. But then that's the only options that was given to us as Christians, And unless we get to that reality of life, it's so hard to really claim that we are walking side by side with God, or if God is walking side by side with us, because sometimes things people have to go through in life is just so that they can get from one point to the other point. We should be grateful for every moment of our lives, and we should not, get stuck upon thinking that yesterday is still today and it's going to be tomorrow. Yesterday is a day that had come and gone. Another day is another opportunity. And every day that comes is an opportunity to experience God, to know what God's mission is in our life. Everybody has a definite mission. We just do not understand that. So let's not see our misfortunes as the end to every road, or the things that has happened in the past, or don't let it stop you from progressing positively, spiritually, and in every other form of life. Because when you take wrong actions in haste, when you take wrong actions because you can't see, there's always a repercussion for every wrong actions we take. So because of this, we should always seek an opportunity to grow out of the past and look forward to the future. To the future, okay? Share this post and let everybody see it. Let everybody hear this, and I hope that'll explain Daniel in the belly of the fish and Daniel in the den of lions and Jonah in the belly of the fish. Okay? See you later. Well, I'm back. I want to discuss responsibility to one own self. You know, sometimes I think every man, every person need to discover themselves to see what is it that they want to get out of life and always hold to that same ideal. See, I gotta tell you something. Knowing yourself, knowing yourself, and evaluating yourself from time to time is a key to surviving in life. You know, the enemy does not want you. The enemy does not want you to know yourself, to discover yourself. Once you discover yourself, then you evaluate yourself to see if you're performing, if you are moving in the right direction. Sometimes you're gonna have to make sacrifice. You know, the sacrifice is not easy. You have to make sacrifice. You may suffer for a long time, but I tell you one thing, you know, you gotta keep the faith. You gotta keep the faith. You know, with God by your side, you can weather a whole lot of storms. The enemy doesn't want you to. The enemy, because see, we all know the devil. The devil, the enemy, does not want you to experience God in you, to see the power of God in you. But you have to persevere. You have to have faith. You have to believe that there's God. So, you know, within these beliefs, you have to kind of structure yourself a way to, you know, to balance life. Balancing life in the sense that you have to have the fear of God to begin with, and let that be what drives you. The fear of God. Let the fear of God drives you in any sphere of life. If you love God, you know, sometimes you may have to. I mean, loving God doesn't mean you're not gonna go through trials and tribulations, but what it is your love for God will sustain you. And when God sustains you, there's nothing man can do. God will send people from all around the world, send angels from all the four corners of the world to you know to help you survive. And I thank God Almighty on my behalf, on you know for my experience, and